What's happening? Come on in here. I got a few things we need to talk about right now. Man, I want to get right into something, bro. And my computer is tripping on trying to play this back. So I want to play back a little snippet of Van Lathan. If you don't know who Van Lathan is, a lot of y'all don't know who Van Lathan is. He used to be on TMZ.
Yeah,
he
the
was
black
one
guy.
of the only. He was, yeah, the
Yeah,
black
I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, and he made some statements, some comments about. Let me read this to you.
Okay.
He was saying that black people reserve the right to distance themselves from those who voted opposite of them. So what he's kind of saying that if you didn't vote for who we perceive that as the black community should have voted for, then we have the right to say, you know what I'm saying, no, kick rocks. So let me play a little bit of this first before I get your comments on this, OG.
Yeah, because I hadn't really checked it out like that.
Okay.
A lot of people say that, you know, they're upset that some people are unfollowing people. They're upset that some people are criticizing people for their vote. They're upset that some people are disappointed in the people that they share their community with voting against their personal rights and their interests. They're mad about that. Like, that's lame. It's lame to unfollow somebody because they're a Trump voter. I'm not going to tell anybody how they should act or be around the Trump supporters or the conservatives in their life. That's a personal decision. Your vote is a personal decision, and also how you react to somebody's vote is a personal decision. Do whatever you want. I don't care who you talk to, who you don't talk to, who you unfollow, you don't unfollow.
I'm going to stop it right there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to stop it right there.
Okay.
So you can kind of see the gist of this right here.
Yeah.
So what he's basically, and this has been going on my page.
Yeah.
I'm sure on your page.
Yeah, I see a lot of that, but I mean, you know, I see it personally. You know
So what do you think, OG, about, you know, if somebody didn't agree with you? Man, I got people in my own household, family members that, you know, they went either way. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let you speak first, and then I'll give you, you know, what I think about the entire thing.
I feel like, man, you know, first of all, like I said, definitely should, you know, you shouldn't let that come between, you know, family and loved one, because, you know, like at the end of the day, man, left wing, right wing, still the same bird. You know what I'm saying? So for you to say that, you know, I can understand how you may differ in your opinion, and somebody like, you know, I always feel like, you know, politics plus religion equal division anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, because all of it is a divisive tactic. And so for him to say, from what I got right there, he basically, like, I guess saying people who voted for Trump, you know, can be ousted in their community because they're concerned about the people around them in their community or whatever. But, you know, you can say the same thing for, you know, depending on what community you come from. If you come from a Christian community, you can say the same thing about people who voted for Kamala. You know, because real Christians don't feel like she represent the things, that her policies and things that she push don't go along in alignment with God's word. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he was even talking about getting rid of Christianity, because she said it was divisive and people need to change their way of thinking. So, you know, people do that at their convenience. You know what I mean? Do you want to talk about ancestors and what people's ancestors did? Her ancestors did the same thing. Her ancestor was an Irishman who owned plenty of slaves. You know what I'm saying? Had thousands of them. So we can't just go by, you know, all that type of stuff when it comes to what we're going to vote. You know, personally, I didn't care about, you know, some people hit me with, man, what's the first black woman on president? This, that. Like, I don't really care about the color. I'm really looking at your policies and the thing that you know, that you pushing. And, you know, I don't care what color you are, if it don't go along with the things I believe in, and then I'm not going to support it. You know
let me just be straight up and ask a wicked truth question. You know, I ain't finna can of code it no more. Do you look at a person, and do you and not just Big Duke, but as in the community itself, do we look at a person if we know that they voted opposite of what you believe in? If you did vote for Trump, should they be ostracized in the community?
No, I don't think that at all. Like I said, because I got family members who voted opposite. I still love them. You know what I'm saying? All the time you talk to them. If it come down to it, you have a certain conversation, you just you grown about it. This why I feel like that. And sometimes people may not agree with you, but they still may have a better understanding a little bit more why you may feel like that and don't be so offended. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I always think we're on the wrong side of the fight anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Always. So I don't see how, again, certain people can, they come with whoever you voted for.
Right.
Like I said, if you got your reasons for vote for them, then that's your reason. You know what I'm saying? But don't make me or convince me that I'm supposed to do this and then especially play the race card, because the race card don't fall in her favor. You understand? That don't fall in her favor.
Yeah, well, I mean, she is married to, a white man.
And aside from that, I wouldn't even care about that.
Right.
Because I think Candace Owens is fabulous, and she married to a white man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, it's just your policies. That's the only thing I have. I had an issue with. The things that you push. We got. Just think about the people in Chicago and Detroit and Colorado. All that you pay tax-paying people. Got to be pushed out of their houses for illegal immigrants that we paying for. Mm-hmm. Who thinks that that's just getting away from religion, the religious part? Like, who think that's good? You know what I'm saying? Your main push is transgender ideology to kids, and basically if they want to do that, I think like everybody else, that should be something they do at a certain age where they make that decision.
Where they make that decision, not that it's pushed off on our kids when you turn the television on or you turn the radio on.
Because they don't tell you about the ones who regret it. Like, they don't show you the percentage of that out there, the ratio on the ones who regret it when they do that young. You know what I'm saying? The issues they have with their bodies and infections and the type of stuff they can't get past from those operations.
Right.
Yeah, dealing with the psychological part. You know what I'm saying? You spending your whole life trying to convince somebody you this and that, and they said, no, you ain't look like that, ain't what you are to me. And that becomes a problem for them. Then, you know what I'm saying, that they mental issue get worse. Because, you know what I'm saying, then you got the regret, as well as some people just frustrated, like why they ain't, you got people out here want to fight them over that. If you don't acknowledge them as if you don't acknowledge them as a man or a woman, and that ain't what you see. You know what I'm saying? So
there's a and we'll get into it next time, but there's a growing hatred kind of in the hood for black men right now, and it's coming from our sisters. A lot of our sisters are mad with others black men because they feel like, Trump had almost a 15% increase in black men voters this time around. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the sisters, of course, Kamala had most of the sisters. Mm-hmm. Just because they just want to see a black woman in office. Yeah. No matter what her policies was, no matter if she was putting transgender, you wake up in the morning and they telling your son and your daughter that, hey, it's okay to be transgender. Right. We'll pay for an operation.
Right, and your parents ain't got to know.
know. And they can't do nothing to you. If they say something to you, we'll call 911. We'll deal with your parents.
Matter of fact, if they oppose it, we'll remove you from them.
Right.
Yeah, it's a charge. You know what I'm saying, for it.
Right. So there is a growing disdain for black men, saying that the black women feel like we kind of sold them out, that we should have had their back with Kamala, regardless if we agreed with the policies or not. And they're trying to throw in gender bias, meaning what they're saying is us as black men, we basically voted for Trump because he's a man over a black woman, which they keep saying this is a black woman all of a sudden now. Mm-hmm. But that didn't resonate with us, a black woman. What resonated more with us is that it was a man. So it's more of, man power. Do you agree with that? And if you don't, you say what?
Well, I mean, now again, as far as with me, that didn't have nothing to do with it with me. Because like I said, it could have been very well been a woman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I would have got behind it if, the right woman with the right policies. Well, you know what I'm saying? It didn't necessarily, like I said, just have to be because of a man. So I think it was more or less that with a lot of people, because I know women who, I know a lot of women who wasn't on her side. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, matter of fact, I know more women who was opposed to her than who was riding with her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, especially black. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know some who roll with her too, you know what I mean? But, I mean, you really, man, a lot of times, I think she because, she lost by a good bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think for the
she got demolished, dude.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. She got spanked.
Yeah,
this was 49 the 3 in the fourth quarter. Like remember that year we did Oregon like that in the first game?
Man. I think she spent too much time talking about Trump and not talking about what you gonna do. And then the thing she was coming up with, it wasn't really of no interest in nobody other than the abortion thing, you know. And then I was even not clear on that at first because, you know, when I first started hearing about that, it was like, well, he gonna take away abortions. And I was like, well, you know, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? If a person want to have an abortion, they should be able to have an abortion. You know what I mean? But then I didn't hear the whole part about, no, it ain't he taking away from him. He said we're going to let each state decide on that individually.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it was going to be after a certain time period, which I agree with on that. I think if you're going to have abortion, you should have it before a certain time, before it's a whole person in you. You know what I'm saying? And then you decide to basically kill it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, birth control, abortion shouldn't be used as a form of birth control. You know what I'm saying? People should be, you got to be more responsible, you know, with what you're doing and how you laying down. Yeah. Because again, and if you want to have an abortion, or if you have certain things that happen and you need to have an abortion, you know, because you do have certain things that happen to people, young ladies that, you know, outside of their control. And I'm sympathetic to that, you know what I mean? But that's why I say even that, though, you still want to do it within a certain time period, certain time frame, you know what I'm saying? Right. And if those young ladies don't have the funds or resources to pay for that, maybe we put something in, they could come to a medium and put something in place for those people, you know what I'm saying, who have been, you know, maybe, can you say that word on here? I know you can't say so. Been raped or, you know what I'm saying, by certain people or, you know, those kind of situations. That was the ones I think, you know, you shouldn't have to, if you want to have an abortion, you should be able to do it, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, man, other than that, I don't think it had nothing to do with, or because she was a woman, you know what I mean? I really don't, because I think, for real, if it was the right woman up there, they probably would have got behind her more. Like, I would say if it was probably Michelle Obama. You know, somebody who they already worship too, and pretty much ain't that much different from her. Right. But, you know, as far as her policies, but she's a better speaker. She know how to, you know, she done did this with you know, with Obama, so she allowed more.
Well, Obama kind of pissed me out too when he got up there. It took them a long time to endorse Kamala, first of all. Then when he did, he kind of made it, when you making a comment, you know, any black man that doesn't vote for Trump, you know, my thing with, you know, a lot of blacks in power like this is this is the problem I have with them. It goes back to the school days mentality. You know what I'm saying? The divide and conquer in the black community. You know, if you're not light skinned, then, you know, you're not down. If you're not dark skinned, you're not down. If you're hair long, you're not down. It's always some shit when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, us. We have to align with this right here, or we're not. Our black card get revoked. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So time I hear a black man telling me, "Hey, if you don't do this, you ain't black." My ears are quickly. If I don't cuss them out right off the rip. Because first of all, I feel like you're trying to lead me. You know what I'm saying? Like what the word you be saying, groom me to send me in a direction, motherfucker. I'm a grown ass man. So at this point in my life, I know who I want to vote for. I know what, you know, my family wants. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no nigga coming in and telling me nothing.
Yeah, you definitely, that definitely hurt him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so, you know, the wicked truth to me, man, is that, you know what I'm saying, I think that we're at the point in our life, Duke, that we should be able to, one, you know, vote for whoever we want. I surround myself not in color, I surround myself in Kindle spirits. So there's people that act like me that are white. There are people that act like me that are black, Chinese, everything. But they're blacks that I call blacknicks. They act just like a redneck. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure them two can get together, Bubba and Dexter. They go out and sniff some snuff and go shoot some hogs, and one be black and one be white. They got that in common. That's both of them got on overalls. You know what I'm saying? That's a Kindle spirit. It's not about the color at that point. And it's the same thing when it comes to me. Kindle spirits. Do our thought process align?
Right.
Do we think alike? You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go wrangle no gators. So therefore, I don't care what color you are. You understand what I'm saying? You say, well, Wick, you won't come down here with the blacks to rustle some gators, then you're going to lose your black color. But you know what? I'll turn mine in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it, the wicked truth to me is that I think we should focus more on Kindle spirits and take color out of it, gender out of it, and we'll be, much better for it. Y'all let me know, man. Hit the comments on that.